What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Hope all is well with you guys. Thoughts of a Predicate winner. Back at you with another one. DAX dropped an album today. So I've been really looking forward to this album. He dropped probably my favorite mixtape slash EP last year. The one that had To Be a Man. Dear Alcohol. It was a fire EP. Let me not do him the disservice of not giving you the right name for it here. It was called What Is Life. That dropped in 2023 and hyped me up. I really like it. This album has The Abyss, which is that song is hard. God's Eyes, Dear Alcohol, To Be a Man, 2023 Life, Catch the Rain. So he just dropped a new album today. This is called From a Man's Perspective, which has Soldier with Tom McDonald, To Be a Man remix with Darius Rucker, and it's labeled a country album. So I'm anxious to see what he's got going on with it. I saw the album drop, and I've been waiting on him to drop a new music video. Most artists drop a new music video whenever they drop an album or something that they want to portray as the single to the album. And I know that he already has Soldier out, but I was still thinking that he would probably do something new when the album drops. So he drops a new video about 30 minutes ago, so I figured I would bring it to you guys and check it out with y'all. I'm a big DAX fan. Y'all pardon this big zit on my face right under my eye. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's just there. You know what I mean? And I don't know about y'all. Y'all might not be able to take your eyes off of it now, but every time I look into the camera, I'm like, dog, that boy right there is a monster. That's a monster zit. So y'all pardon it. I'll try to do like this so that y'all don't have to. I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm joking around. But let's go ahead and get into this, man. I'm excited for this song. I'm not sure how I feel about him doing a full-on country album yet because I'm not that big of a country fan. However, I do like this new wave of country. This got like 808 bass, a little hip-hop groove to it. I've been enjoying that. So let's see what he's talking about over here. Yeah, Dax, what we talking about, baby? Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. That little, the drums ain't even kicked in yet, but you could tell that it's got like, watch. Waiting for the drums, like. That was bad.
I want you to be my place of peace, somewhere I can come to when the world tries so hard to break me.
Yeah, this is fire. See, those are the drums that I'm talking about. It's like a 808 type of drum. I'm not a producer, so I don't know exactly, but I think that's 808s. Like that's an 808 drum pattern. So let's go back.
I want you to be my place of peace, somewhere I can come to when the world tries so hard to break me. And I'll be yours too. I'll try to stay strong when it shakes me. Just help me through. So can you please be my place of peace? And I'll be yours too. I know the past is keeping us away from happiness, but I hope that we last. The present is a gift, we gotta live in it. If the future's something that we unwrap, don't got time to play with our hearts. We don't wanna have to restart, so we're gonna have to fix the things that cause a rift and pull and tear us apart. Your smile is healing, your words are piercing, they have the strength to open my scars. So when you choose your words, I hope you know their worth and the damage that they can cause. I don't mean no harm, girl, I make mistakes. Just have patience with me, stay calm. And come here and let me kiss and grab onto your hips and make you feel safe. I want you to be my place of peace.
This is fire. I like this, man, because this is anybody that's in one of those relationships in the world where you go through it. You know what I mean? Even if you're in the midst of going through it now, you can still relate. You know what I mean? Because it's still, you want your significant other to be your place of peace. You want this to be your place of peace. And when your peace isn't centered, you're not centered. And a lot of people don't realize, according to scripture, like biblically, when you get married, something supernatural happens. Your spirit becomes one. So I think that's why a lot of marriages in today's society fails, because they fail to realize that their spirit just united. They think it's just a piece of paper, you know. But when you get married under the umbrella of the Lord, your spirit unites. You become one. You were one in the eyes of God. So whenever one person is struggling, and let's say that the other one is doing well, it doesn't matter because that other person is going to be feeling that struggle. And a lot of people don't know how to cope with that. They don't know how to align themselves with that, so their marriages just fail. But if you understand that and you can properly wrap your mind around it, you will gradually, continuously want to be each other's place of peace, because when you can be your significant other's place of peace, you can grow in that spirit, and you can beat anything. Like anything that's thrown your way as a couple, anything that is thrown your way as in the form of problems, in the form of trials, in the form of any kind of tribulation that's thrown your way, it's just a hurdle. Together you can hop over it if you are indeed each other's place of peace. So I like this a lot, man. There's a lot of lyrics in here that I was rocking with too. Like he pretty much talks about all throughout this first verse, like, I'll be there for you to protect you. I will be there for you to provide for you. I'll be there for you, not in a way of money. I'll be there to provide for you in a way of like spiritual provision. That's our job, guys. Just so you know, like as a husband, if you're married, your job is spiritual provision. That's what it means to be the head of your household. Yes, you need to provide financially as well, but overall, spiritual provision is the most important factor. And that will allow you to at least be able to be her place of peace, because she's going to rest in that spiritual provision. And on the flip side of that, ladies, if you want to become your husband's place of peace, you need to drop your guard down whenever you're struggling at work, whenever you're having a hard time outside those walls. You just need to remember that when you come into that home, just respect the man's grind and respect what he's been doing for you, and just remember that it needs to be a place of peace, because he's going to symbolize his home with you. You are his home. So these things are important. And I can come to you confidently telling you all of these things because I used to be my wife's tornado of a wrecking ball. I wasn't her place of peace at all. I was very disruptive to her inner peace. And it was because I didn't have peace. So as that spiritual provider in your household, if you want peace that you can lean on, you need to be the first to provide the peace. Because if you're not at peace, your wife will not be at peace. But if you can formulate and be her place of peace, then she'll feel more motivated to become yours. And I think that that's just the way that the world works. That's at least the way my relationship has worked, and my relationship is very successful. I mean, we get on each other's nerves. We have hardships. We have ups and downs in our relationships, but because we understand the basic principalities here that I'm speaking to y'all about, and we understand that we are united in God's eyes and that we serve the same God, because of that, there's way more ups than downs. I like this. This is a dope song, man. And it's got a dope rhythm to it, man. Shout out to DAX.
Somewhere I can come to when the world tries so hard to break me, and I'll be yours too. I'll try to stay strong when it shakes me. Just help me through, so can you please be my place of peace? And I'll be yours too. Even when my head is spinning, even when I'm down and out and it's the last inning.
And I also want to say that if this is what the tone of the album is, I'm rocking with it heavy. Like, because this isn't country. Dog, he released it as a country album. That's the genre it's under, is country. Bro, this is fire. This is like hip-hop. This is that hip-hop country, that wave that's going on right now. I'm just curious to know if any DAX fans are in here. Is this his wife or his girlfriend for real in the video, or is this like a paid actress?
My head is spinning, even when I'm down and out and it's the last inning. Even when my life is crumbling and I feel sad, and it's cause this world is beating me up and giving me an ass kicking.
Facts. Even when my head is spinning, even when I'm on my last foot, even when I feel like I'm falling into a pit of quicksand, I need to know that you're going to be there for me to lean on. And as a man, that's the most important thing to us as your wife, as your girlfriend, significant other, whatever. I say that if you have a woman like this, you need to marry that woman, But in terms of like a marriage, that's the most important thing my wife can offer me, man, because when I'm out here and I'm grinding 24/7, it feels like I feel tired, I feel relentlessly beat up. At the end of the day, whenever I come home and she provides me that inner peace, and that can be rare. Like it can be a rare occasion, and it's not always her fault. Sometimes your kids are acting crazy. There's just so much going on within the tornado of your home that you might not even feel like walking inside sometimes. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, as long as that try is there, like she's trying to provide that for you, that's all I really ask for, and I appreciate it to the pit of my heart. And I think that she does a good job. My wife, I think she does a really good job of showing our girls, how to be good wives themselves one day. That's one thing that my wife is. No matter what anybody says, she is incredible at being a wife. She's an incredible mother. And those jobs are very, very important to her, and she holds them dear to her heart. And it's consistent. Like, she's the most consistent place of peace in my life. And I also just know that, like, there's nothing for me to hide. There's nothing that I'm scared to tell her, because I know at the end of the day, we've already seen so many struggles together. We've already been through hell as a couple. We've already been through the ringer together. There's nothing's going to ever separate us. You know what I mean? As long as God's will is for me to be married to her, we're going to be married. Like, nothing's going to be able to separate that. We're going to have trials. We're going to go through hardships. But overall, I do recognize my wife as my place of peace. And I know that she recognizes me as that for her as well. But yeah, when life is really grilling you as a man, like, to be able to come home and have your wife put a smile on your face, to have something to eat that your wife provided for you to eat, and like all the work that gets done around the house is done, like, dog, there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling. So I understand what he's saying here, man. Just even when the world is breaking my back in, can I count on you to be the peace that I'm looking for whenever I walk through the door? Shoo, that's hard.
When my anxiety's soaring and rising high, when I'm overthinking and going out of my mind, when I gotta work cause I'm struggling to provide, will you ride or die, stay down with me by my side, side. I'll do my part, love you, work hard, be what you need and want, girl, and I wanna be the spark that lights up your heart, ignite your body, soul, and your mind.
And also, that's something else that a lot of women fail to realize, is that as men, we want to be the spark in you. We want to be what ignites you. We want to be your flame. You know what I mean? So it's nice when you show us that. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to see that I'm still able to spark that flame. And without that, you don't have the same motivationals whenever you go outside, whenever it's time to go to work, whenever it's time to put in that work for your family, whenever it's time to ride for your wife. You might not have that same motivation to get out there and go get it if she doesn't show you that you can still spark that fire. So I want to be able to spark that fire still.
I don't need a lot, just have patience, faith, make space, embrace and let time.
Hold up. I like what he's saying right here too. I don't need a lot, just have patience, faith, and make space.
Space, embrace, and let time heal our brokenness so we can grow and make each other feel safe. I want you to be my place of peace, somewhere I can come to when the world tries so hard to break me, and I'll be yours too. I'll try to stay strong when it shakes me. Just help me through, so can you please be my place of peace, and I'll be yours too.
That was hard. Now I can't wait to hear the rest of this album. Full album available now, man. Y'all make sure to get out and cop that, bro. Support your boy, man. DAX is ill. I really like this song. This song was super dope to me. And I appreciated the sentiment at the end, too. Just, he really did a good job of describing what you're looking for as a man in a relationship. But I think that women are in search of the same thing. They want to feel that sense of security, and they want to feel that peace. And once you provide that, it's your job to provide that first, man. But once you do provide that, I think that, there's a full circle moment where she provides that for you as well. But ladies, it's also important that you let your men know that you appreciate them. Let your men know, I appreciate you. I appreciate you I appreciate you for what you bring to the table. I appreciate you for what you're doing. If it's worthy. Some men aren't, you know what I mean? But if the man is worthy of it, just tell him that sometimes, because sometimes that's all we need to get that spark, And if you're a man, you know what I'm talking about here. When it seems like life is beating your back in, even if you have that place of peace with your girl or your old lady or your wife, even if you have that, sometimes you can still struggle to find the motivational spark you need to keep going, even if you have that sense of peace. But women, if you just tell your man, like, baby, I appreciate what you do. I love you. Flirt with them a little bit. The spark ignites. You're motivated. You're ready to get out there and get it. You're ready to tear it up because you know that she's on the same team as you. I think communication is such a major factor in relationships. You have to learn how to communicate with each other. Learn each other's love languages. I know a lot of people think that that's BS. That's real. Love languages is real. Like, I didn't know my love language is gifts. But my wife, so growing up, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I'm thinking, like, whenever I'm sorry about something or if I'm trying to express my love to her, I'm buying her stuff. You know what I mean? Because my love language is gifts. So if you buy me something, I feel loved. But her love language is security. She needed to feel safe. I didn't even know that until I was 26. You know what I mean? And then I started putting into practice the motions, but I had to have that motivation, that sense of motivation. Whenever I got home from rehab and my wife held it down, I had to have that sense of motivation, and she gave me that motivational push just by telling me she appreciated me and she believed in me and that she could see something in me that I couldn't even see in myself. Now, scripturally, Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. Now, that sounds simplistic. It sounds like a simplistic verse, but when you break that down and you think about what Christ did for the church and how Christ loved the church meaning his people, the followers of Christ, that's how you are to love your wives. So if you're failing in that regard and you're wondering why your wife doesn't provide a sense of peace for you when you come home, it's because she's in angst. There's anxieties flaring up everywhere. You're not in unison. So make sure that you're delivering on your part as the spiritual provider and the leader of your household, and then you will see that reciprocated back to you. Just remember to put God first. That's the most important part. I really enjoyed this song. This is hard to me, and this is actually something that I'm pretty passionate about. I'm passionate about helping people find happiness in their marriages and in their love lives, man, because everything worldly, Western civilization's version of marriage, my marriage was supposed to end. I was not supposed to make it to where I am today. Not with all my trials and all the errors that I provided as the really weak excuse of a provider of my household that I was back in the day. For her to rock with me and stay with me anyway, I cannot let her down. You know what I mean? And I still have that sense of mind 10, 11 years down the road. You know what I mean? And I've done my diligence. Like, I've done what I'm supposed to do. And I continue to do what I'm supposed to do. But there's still a sense of urgency, like, I can never let her down. Not in that way. Never again. I put her through hell. And I never will. Because she rocked with me and she stayed with me through the trials. Like, she should have left me. I'm telling y'all. Like, I'm not going to break into my whole story right here, but she should have left me. She didn't. She stayed. Not only did she stay, but she saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. I was thankful that she stayed, and I told her that I was going to do my best, but I didn't think that I was going to be able to do what I've done. You know what I mean? But that all just comes with putting God first. That all comes with a love for Jesus and to recognize marriage for what marriage is, which is a unified spirit as one under the umbrella of the Lord. That's you have to see it that way. You have to recognize that your job is to provide for her spiritually. It's your job to provide for her financially. It's your job to be the priest of your household. You know what I mean? Like if that means that, you know, your kids, if you got kids, whatever, or even if it's just you and your wife, it's your job to do those devotionals. It's your job to pray with them. It's your job to set those things into motion. And I'm not perfect. Sometimes I get home late. My kids are going to bed 10 minutes after I walk through the door. I get out the shower. They're already in bed. And I'm like, it'll be all right tonight. But that's me being transparent with you. Most of the time I'm praying with them, I'm doing devotionals with them, or I have them doing devotions with each other because my oldest has her own devotion booklet I just bought for a couple of weeks ago, or just whatever the case is. You just need to make sure that you are the one setting these things in motion. It's important. And I think that God blesses that, and you'll see that reciprocated peace coming from your significant other whenever you apply these steps and put these steps into motion. I really appreciate DAX for this one, man. This was dope. And I can't wait to hear what else is on this album. This was hard. I'm super looking forward to it, man. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all on the next one, all right? Peace.